Hi, we're Bemeir Group 2, and I'm Quinn.
I'm Robert.
I'm Jules.
I'm Marissa.
I'm Emilie.
I'm Denise. Our work for this project focused on new channels of finding consultants.
We conducted a survey with current partners to gather information about industry preferences.
We combined this with our own secondary research to create a strategy for new client outreach.
So a little bit about the company. Bemeir is a web development firm focused on e-commerce, and they align merchants with tailored frameworks and tools to power their online businesses. Our agenda for this presentation includes a business overview, the problem we're solving, client objectives, some analyses, some trends, research discussions, our recommendations to address the problem, a budget, growth risk assessment tool, and then what can go wrong in our proposed next steps and the measure of success of the company. So since Bemeir is a web development firm specializing in e-commerce solutions, they offer a variety of services. Some of these services include web and software development, web design, and digital transformation execution. As a company, they're proficient in popular programming languages and e-commerce platforms like Shopify, Magento, and BigCommerce. Their clientele ranges from startups to multinational corporations, including Inc. 5000 retailers and publicly traded companies. And some of their offerings are launching platforms, mitigations and upgrades, integrations, paid exploration workshops, and assessment reports. The main problem we are looking to solve is client acquisition, and we plan to do so by expanding reach beyond traditional methods, building relationships via targeted outreach, focusing on understanding client needs, positioning Bemeir as a valuable resource and a potential partner, engaging influencers and relevant consultants, while doing all of this BTB-focused approach with a learning-oriented mindset. Some of Bemeir's objectives include implementing targeted outreach strategies for customer acquisition, leveraging existing client base for referrals and partnerships, investing in scalable operations via streamlined workflows and technology solutions, and ensuring sustainable growth by adapting services to evolving client needs and prioritizing clear communication and team collaboration, all while maintaining the feel of a small company. So now to dive a little bit into some analyses. For our SWOT analysis, some of their strengths include close-knit company culture and expertise in multiple fields and platforms, agility and responsiveness, as well as brand awareness. For some of their weaknesses, there could be potential concerns in limited resources and scalability. For opportunity, there's market growth as well as strategic partnerships that could help them a lot. For threats, we could account for close competition, technological advancements, as well as even economic downturns. And for a pest analysis, for the political aspect, there's evolving data privacy regulations that they need to take into account, as well as taxation policies. For the economic aspect, consumer spending fluctuates a lot, as well as economic downturns. Again, we could consider that. For social, we can take into account the expanding interest in DIY e-commerce, which could potentially have an effect on their company, as well as an increasing need for e-commerce training. And lastly, for technological, there are always cybersecurity threats to take into account, as well as automation versus personalization of websites.
When examining the relevant trends, we wanted to focus on the growth of the e-commerce industry since Bemeir does e-com development, and as this industry grows, so does their list of potential clients. Another trend we wanted to look into is AI, because when it comes to technology, AI is everywhere, so it's important to keep your eye on it. But as far as e-commerce, it's not something people seem to be super happy with. 64% of respondents to a survey expressed that the product recommendations given to them by AI did not actually match their preferences. Looking into Shopify, they are projected to continue growing, 32,181 stores and growing. More stores will be utilizing this platform in the near future as online shopping leads to more sales than brick and mortar stores alone. Then for our primary research, we conducted a survey with a few people who have professional relationships with Bemeir to help us better understand the needs and identity of the clients within the industry. We also wanted to familiarize ourselves with the lingo used and understand how relationship building and outreach can affect a partnership. First, the questions that we asked were to help us understand the needs of the company and their daily activities. Then we asked questions about their current technology use and their familiarity with web development firms and what they do, including Bemeir. We also asked about what they look for in a firm that they are working with, any reasons that they may choose not to work with a firm, and the type of relationship they would like to have with the firm they are working with moving forward. We learned that while many relationships may begin online, the reputation and first impression of a brand are very important to the perception and the continuation of said relationship. In business, we always hear it's not what you know, but who you know, and we are learning that the effectiveness of that relationship may also depend on how you know them. We recommend that Bemeir sends the survey to even more partners to gather a wider scope and be able to draw more accurate conclusions about the relationships in the industry.
So next up, we're going to be discussing the secondary research. So to address our task, we found it fit to seek out high growth elements of the e-commerce industry. And we believe that through these aspects, Bemeir will have the greatest potential to gain access to new channels and referrals that will substantially benefit our company in the long run. We took two different approaches to the subject of high growth. So the first we analyzed was which specific sectors within the e-commerce industry were experiencing the highest level of growth. And based on our research, it was determined that beauty/personal care, furniture, toys, electronics, and fashion were among the fastest growing sectors of the e-commerce market. The second approach involved analyzing which specific geographic regions around the globe exhibited the fastest e-commerce growth. And the data suggested that regions such as Mexico, the Philippines, Argentina, and India were among the world's fastest growing e-commerce markets. We then use this data in combination with the primary research to further research promising candidates on LinkedIn. So to the left, we have a graph that shows the highest growing e-commerce markets by country. And on the right, we have a pie chart showing the relative market share of the different e-commerce sectors. So to address the issue, Bemeir should seek out e-commerce consultants with a background in high growth areas of the e-commerce industry. These individuals will serve as power brokers, which is also known as valuable connections that have substantial potential to increase our exposure. So if using the sector approach, focus on e-commerce consultants with a background in fashion/apparel, beauty/personal care, furniture, toys, and electronics. And if using the geographic approach, focus on regions such as Mexico, the Philippines, Argentina, or India. Searches should be conducted through LinkedIn using the term e-commerce consultant or e-commerce specialist. So right here, we have two outline strategies which Bemeir can utilize to identify promising candidates in different sectors and in different geographic regions. Now, for both approaches, it is very, very important that these outreaches are framed as opportunities to learn and build relationships and should not be approached as an easy source of quick sales. And the best part is these strategies can be combined. So using these strategies, we have put together a short list of potential candidates who showed very promising backgrounds in the sectors and geographies we've previously described. And we have included more of these potential candidates in the appendices of the presentation.
Our competitor analysis reveals that Bemeir is smaller and more personal than the competition, with We Make Websites and Helix having 50 to 200 employees, while Bemeir has only one main employee. They use Magento, and so does Foundation Commerce, but Helix and We Make Websites does not use that, which limits their customers' options. And all of them are BigCommerce certified partners, except for We Make Websites. And the platform that's been in the business the longest is We Make Websites, with Bemeir coming in second at 10 years, and then Helix at 9 years, and Foundation Commerce at 2 years. And Bemeir has, above all the other competitors, the most partners, with 60 plus partners, which provides their customers with the widest range of options to choose from when it comes to clients and partners to work with. This is the first option for our budget. In this option, all company employees, contractors, and clients will be incentivized to bring in new clients. For each new client that signs with Bemeir, both the referee and the client that signed will receive a percentage of the cost of the project. The referee will receive a 2% bonus of the cost of the project, and the new client will receive a 2% discount. This is a little chart that shows about what the average cost would be. And then the second budget option would include the costs of payment for hiring an intern. The intern would be paid $15 an hour, which is New Jersey minimum wage, and they would work about 20 hours a week, which is just as a part-time employee, and they would make roughly $15,600 a year.
So why should Bemeir grow? Through increasing their revenue and market share, they can obtain higher profits and hold a stronger position in the industry. They should grow organically through building new relationships, which in turn lead to a market expansion and sales. In terms of how much they should grow, Bemeir should focus on the size of their target market and their financial capacity. In a market such as the online fashion industry, there are indications that e-commerce played a large role in this revenue growth, making this an attractive industry. Bemeir can utilize financial models and projections to accurately determine how their rate of growth is impacting their cash flow. Bemeir currently has 10 to 20 core staff and could benefit from hiring specialists and analyzing trends in markets such as food, fashion, art, and even beauty. By seeking qualified candidates, Bemeir can ensure that they will grow their team of people while being confident that they are aligned with the company's growth goals. As the company continues to expand, it is important that they maintain the quality of their services, as well as focusing on risk management frameworks to mitigate threats. Growth can affect culture, customer service, supply chains, cash flows, and even distribution and delivery. It is important that Bemeir does not compromise culture while growing, as well as maintaining positive customer service as mentioned prior. With growth, there will be a greater demand for materials as well as more expenses to the company. In order to mitigate and manage risks, they should identify potential risks and plan before they seek to expand. By consulting with business growth professionals, such as those working as freelancers on platforms such as Fiverr, Bemeir can minimize potential risks. Lastly, since Bemeir is new to large-scale growth, they should seek to grow at a gradual pace.
So what can go wrong? Waste of time, money, and resources is a big one. This can be time wasted trying to build a relationship that falls through, or wasted wages on an intern if they do not live up to their potential. Also, all businesses should be cognizant of the people with whom they associate with so they don't get roped into a scandal. Our proposed next steps for Bemeir including continuing to reach out to potential partners and clients, such as the ones we mentioned earlier and others that fit that archetype. They should continue reaching out to existing partners to gather more information from the survey. Next, they can consider hiring an intern for this type of outreach work specifically. Then they could find or develop an algorithm for types of business partners in growing sectors of e-com. And they should always continue to monitor and evaluate how these relationships that they are developing align with their goals and identity.
Our proposed schedule to implement recommendations would be during week 1 to send the survey to more partners and clients and await a response. In week 2, we hope to analyze the survey results, and week 3 and 4, we recommend that you hire and train interns. Week 5 and beyond, reach out to potential partners via intern email or LinkedIn. And week 5 and 6 would be brainstorming ways to maintain client relationships. Beyond week 7 is to execute ways to build strong online client relations with regular meetings, newsletters, marketings, and more. And by the end of month 2, we hope to evaluate KPIs directly related to building the new relationships and signing new clients. Looking at that proposed plan of implementation, here are a few measures of success. Number 1 would be the number of projects started with new clients per quarter. Second would be new client acquisition cost. Third would be average revenue per client. And fourth would be percent increase in revenue from new client. Number 5 would be the number of referrals per quarter. Number 6 would be the average time to acquire new clients from outreach to first project. And number 7 would be number of employees to acquire new clients. And finally, reading the intern job description here. We are a web development firm specializing in e-commerce, looking to expand the team and better assist our clients by bringing on a new Bemeir intern. We are looking for someone who is hardworking, motivated, and eager to learn. We aim to provide our clients with strategic web development expertise to navigate complex challenges around payments, revenue generation, customer service, fraud prevention, personalization, financing, shipping, logistics, sales tax compliance, and all key areas of e-commerce solutions. We provide an intimate work culture and the hands-on opportunity to learn all functions and practices of the business. We have some responsibilities and requirements listed there with the pay at the bottom. Thank you so much for your time.